Hello, I'm John Rawling, here taking a look at some of the great moments of the recent years of Everton's illustrious history. You'll see once again some of the finest goals scored by the men in Everton shirts, and how they helped to take Everton to FA Cup glory and league success. This is just one of an official series featuring all 22 of the Carling Premiership clubs, and we'll be bringing you the golden goals scored by each club in the Football League and the FA Cup over the last decade. As a player, Howard Kendall put in over 250 games for Everton, and he was their most successful manager ever. After more than 25 years as a player and coach, Colin Harvey became Kendall's reluctant replacement. Virtually unknown before he travelled from Dunbarton to Goodison Park, Graham Sharp soon rose to stardom as a striker. And together with fellow Scotsman Andy Gray, they formed a formidable double act. Adrian Heath was a record signing in his day, £700,000 from Stoke City. There was Kevin Sheedy, the dead ball free kick specialist, and despite spending only one season at Everton, Gary Lineker scored enough goals to reserve his place in the Everton Hall of Fame. Tony Coty, a record £2.2 million signing from West Ham. And little Pat Nevin, the Scottish wing wizard, he enthralled the crowd with his talented play. Peter Beardsley found success on both sides of Stanley Park. There was Norman Whiteside, he added bite to the Everton midfield. Mike Newell, the tall striker from Leicester City, was to become the Everton target man. And Peter Beagrie, a pint-sized winger, my couldn't he celebrate. Andy Gray was signed in November 1983 from Wolverhampton Wanderers for £250,000, and he was to prove invaluable. In the 83-84 Cup campaign, Gillingham had seemed just about unbeatable after two goalless draws in the fourth round. On a second visit south, Everton had a point to prove, and Kevin Sheedy it was who eventually found Peter Reid's cross to put Everton ahead 1-0. The Everton fans celebrated as much as anything through relief. Adrian Heath was the scorer of the second, Andy Gray the provider with this deft cross from the right. Heath on the end of it, a great finish, Everton 2-0 up. Gray was involved again in setting up the third, but it was Kevin Sheedy with that great left foot, breaking free on the left, and a tremendous finish from him. Everton through into the fifth round, they won it 3-0. There they were to play Shrewsbury. And they opened the scoring with Peter Reid keeping the ball in the box, and then it was to be Alan Irvine opening the goal scoring. The second was scored by Peter Reid himself. Stevens with the throw-in, a flick on by Heath, a cross by Irvine, and Reid finishes it off. And it finished 3-0 thanks to a Shrewsbury own goal. Adrian Heath secured a place in the final, making eventual contact with Peter Reid's free kick. Everton missed out on the League Cup after a replay against Liverpool, but their FA Cup dreams came to fruition against Watford.
And the cross headed half away, and Stephen Sharp, and a goal for Everton by Graham Sharp. Everton in front after 38 minutes, and Graham Sharp, who wouldn't have played in this final possibly had other players been fit, is the scorer. Stevens got it through first of all, Sharp turned and drove it low inside the post with Sherwood still standing. Stephen again. Gray and Sharp waiting in the centre. And Gray is closing in here. Oh, and Sherwood didn't collect, and the goal is given. The challenge of Gray, too much for the goalkeeper. And And Everton are 2-0 in the lead, and Sherwood disappointed. Gray and Everton ecstatic as Trevor Steven crossed the ball from the right. Andy Gray comes in, marked by Steve Terry, but he beats him and Sherwood, and the ball is in the net. And Merseyside, the Evertonians, are celebrating their second goal. Good right-wing play again by Trevor Steven. What a fine match he's having. And Andy Gray just comes in and the two of them take a tumble. Andy Gray's signing turned Everton's season, and his goal clinched the FA Cup. Their first trophy for 14 years. Graham Sharp, scorer of the first goal. Everton worthy winners of the FA Cup in 1984.
It must have been a great moment for Howard Kendall, the manager, after a season when his club had finished 7th and won the Cup. And there, Kevin Ratcliffe, the proud captain. (1984–85) was to be Everton's year. They won in Europe and brought the First Division title back to Goodison Park.
Here's Heath trying to provide service for Kevin Sheedy, who's back with a goal. 25 minutes, totally justifying the thinking of Howard Kendall. And Gray! They have looked so dangerous from Sheedy's in-swinging corners. And 2 minutes from the end, they finally make one count. Newcastle showing that brittleness in the defensive side of their play.
Against Aston Villa, Adrian Heath started this with a run down the right. Peter Reid with the cross. Sharp back to Heath, and that was 1-0. Everton won the match by 2-1, and it had been Sharp who'd been the other scorer.
Reid, Stevens, looking for Sharp, and he got behind Lawrence, and there did Sharp! What a fantastic goal! An unbelievable finish from Graham Sharp. And the Evertonians have gone berserk. I haven't seen a goal quite like that in a Merseyside derby for years. Absolutely marvellous to see him get behind the defender and then take it first time on the volley, giving Grobbelaar no chance. And Sheedy hits the bar. Gray's coming in for the rebound with the goalkeeper. And Sheedy again, and in the net, and 2-0. And Sheedy got the reward that tremendous free kick deserved. The poor goalkeeper lying in the back of the net, half injured and half dejected. Sheedy blasted that. The keeper saw it crash back off the bar. Up went Andy Gray, a flat from the goalkeeper. Sheedy comes in. The keeper got his hands to it but couldn't keep it out.
That's great. Van den Hal. Sharp. Carr struggling. Couldn't reach it. And that's goal number 21 for Graham Sharp. Sharp has stayed inside the 6-yard area. Mountfield, Gray, both making their run. There's Mountfield, and he scored! In fact, it's Reid with the kick. Bracewell, now then for Sheedy. Can he finish it off here? Magnificently done. What a cool piece of finishing by Kevin Sheedy. Newcastle at full stretch here. Stevens making for the line. Sheedy's header. Sharp. In off Sheedy. Sheedy's got it. His second of the game.
But by mid-season, bad news for Adrian Heath. He was out of action due to torn knee ligaments.
Al Harper with a lot of space. Bracewell, Stephen. Oh, Wilson almost gave it to Sheedy. Still in play. It's there at last. Everton have broken the deadlock. Leicester rather caught napping. Andy Gray celebrates his second goal in 17 games this season. Vanden Hauw. Stephen, knocked on for Andy Gray. Oh, what a magnificent strike by Andy Gray! As good a goal as you wish to see. And that silenced Leicester. Oh, what a goal by Gray. And a smashing move by Everton. Flicked on, Mountfield was in there, and there's the equaliser. Derek Mountfield. 3 minutes before half-time. Stephen took the corner, flicked on at the near post, and Mountfield, what a useful player he's been for Everton this season on set plays. It's his 8th goal, and he's equalised.
Burley, Sunderland, Zondervan couldn't make it. Vanden Hauw, Curran, Reed. How could he have known that Bracewell was coming? And what a ball to Gray! Handball by Paul Cooper. That was some brilliant play by Everton, because Reed just played the ball into the space, and Bracewell made, 10 or 12 yards, and Bracewell played it instantly, the ball curling away from the oncoming goalkeeper towards Andy Gray, and Paul Cooper forced to handle outside his area. Sheedy takes and scores! No, says the referee. I didn't tell him to take it. So 2 in the net for Everton, and neither counts. George Burley coming forward. The ball's been taken slightly further back, and Gates is complaining about that. Well, that makes a change. Sheedy again goes for the other side. Brilliant! Absolutely brilliant! Not unearthly for Paul Cooper. But what a lesson in taking free kicks by Kevin Sheedy. Reed. Yes, he's made the gap. Vanden Hauw. Yes! Mountfield has done it! The hold on the cup has been re-established. Vanden Hauw crossed it. And Mountfield who prodded home, and the defenders have saved Everton. And it got through. Wasn't a classic penalty by any manner of means, but is crucial. Goalkeeper got his hands to it, but it found its way into the net, and Everton have the lead.
This is Stevens. Stephen did well there. Lovely run. Sharp. Oh, and Richardson. Stevens. Gray with the header. And Richardson's there again. His second. Shorten on the ground, but a nightmare moment for Mick Mills, really. Bracewell on again for Reed. Well played. Reed's cross, Gray! What a fantastic goal! Beautiful goal. 34 minutes gone, and Everton produce one right out of the textbook. Bracewell fed Reed on the right, and Reed's approach work there was sheer class. The cross that came in was low and inviting, and Andy Gray is the person to throw himself at those and score with a diving header. Sharp is up with Chisholm. Here's Bracewell. Goes back again to Stephen. Gray's there again! Oh, I say! Another great header. Just 4 minutes after a goal which sends Goodison Park into rapturous applause and appreciation coming from all round the ground. If ever a man's career was reborn in the last 18 months or so, then it has to be the career of Andy Gray. Stephen away from Pickering. Yes! Another superb goal. Well, what a marvellous move that was when you look back on it. The ball which Bracewell produced from left to right would have done justice to any grade of football, international level or whatever. And so too would the skill and the purpose and the sheer power in the shot of Trevor Stephen. Now Everton have got a chance to produce something here 5 minutes from the end, and it was 5 minutes from the end that they equalised against Ipswich, remember, or thereabouts. Is Sheedy going to curl one? He drove one. It's there! Sheedy! Everton have equalised! Just under 5 minutes from the end. Everton have another free kick. Sheedy curls it, Mountfield's there, it's a goal! Derek Mountfield! And the free kick does the trick again, and Everton, the holders, are in front for the first time.
For Everton, a league and cup double beckoned. Howard Kendall led Everton out against Ron Atkinson's Manchester United, but they were to lose 1-0 to a Norman Whiteside goal. The league title, though, was still destined for Goodison.
Mountfield again has come up on the far side. It's Ratcliffe who takes it and plants it towards him! And Derek Mountfield, the centre-back who scored so many important goals for Everton, notches number 11 with about 3 minutes to go to half-time. Second half only 3 minutes old. Their second corner, Everton. Even though the wind is as strong against them as it was for them in the first half. Begun and in by Trevor Stephen. Winning it, and Ratcliffe's header returning it. Stephen up really well against Greg Downs. Here's Bruce back again. Oh, the back pass is a bad one. And Bracewell with a great chance for Everton. And makes it.
Sharp. Surprisingly got away, 3 up to help. Lyons, Gray. Well, he rather mishit it, to tell the truth. But Hodge was already diving across, and the ball filled the space that Hodge had left.
Everton did achieve the double with the League and Cup Winners' Cup. Peter Reid was voted PFA Player of the Year. In July 1985, Andy Gray went to Aston Villa for £150,000. Gray had been a real hero for the Goodison faithful, and they needed another star. He was to come from Leicester City. A free-scoring young striker, he'd got real pace. Gary Lineker was to become England's star man in the '86 World Cup.
Harper through. McMahon. He's caught in possession then now. Bracewell. Was that a hand there? Shot! He's got one back. Stevens. Bracewell again. Oh, it's Heath. Surely. Yes. It's gone in from Lineker. And it's 3-2. And just look at the urgency now. Heath racing back to the centre of the field, wanting play to resume as soon as possible. And Gary Lineker has set us up for a grandstand finish.
Everton with this healthy lead in the championship race, trying to retain that title, and also, remember, trying to reach the FA Cup final for the third year running. Winners in '84, runners-up last year. That's Sharp. Here's Stephen, and this is Lineker. And Sharp goes in, and it's going to come to Heath, and a goal! By Adrian Heath, the substitute. Robertson steams in each other's way, and Sharp's away here for Everton. Lineker's unmarked in the centre. Allen trying to get to him. Here's Stephen. And again Trevor Stephen. And Lineker! And he's buried it! And he may have buried Tottenham season 2. The 74th minute. Everton go 2 goals up. So it's Stevens with the kick for Everton. And it's a difficult one, and it's there by Sharp. Graham Sharp has scored. Here's Richardson. And Ricky Hill having to play almost as a full-time defender for the moment. Lineker over the head against Foster. Heath! It's there! Adrian Heath has equalised. The 2-goal lead is wiped out. And Heath comes on as sub and does the trick again.
Steen and Hill. Hill again. Now a long ball for Lineker to chase, and just look at his pace. The pace of Gary Lineker brings his 33rd goal of the season. When he started the chase for that long clearance that came from very deep in Everton's half, he seemed to be a yard and a half behind the defenders, but when he got to the ball he was half a yard ahead of them. And that's why Gary Lineker is the top marksman in Britain.
Heath, Sharp, Heath again. And Lineker, Sheedy! They forced it in. Stevens. And McKellar only down as far as Richardson! The goalkeeper claims he was impeded. The goal stands, and Kevin Richardson, born in Newcastle, scores against his hometown club.
It's Ratcliffe with the free kick. Nixon's header out, Bracewell. Hooked back in. Snowden away from Harper. Back in by Mountfield. Now Harper is onside. And he's got the ball over the goalkeeper. And Alan Harper, the substitute, has scored for Everton. 5 minutes after half-time. Against the run of play, Alan Harper puts Everton in front. And how well he took it. Reed. Stevens. Bracewell. Heads it back in. Richardson. Mountfield is still forward. Bracewell. Sharp is hovering dangerously. Goal! What a finish by Graham Sharp. 8 minutes into extra time. Everton are back in the lead.
And Heath on the ground where he scored a semi-final winner for Everton 2 years ago. In that very goal, he makes another massive contribution coming on as substitute. 9 minutes from the end, and the corner works for Everton. Touched on by a combination of Stevens and Sharp, and there was Heath to fire it into the roof of the net.
Just on the right of the area there, now moving back. Sharp! And off the line, and then finally in. Sheedy. Lineker. Whitlock was surprised to find him there. Two waiting in the middle. Stephen! Oh, classic! Stephen. Lineker. Goal number 35 of the season. And two in a matter of seconds past young Granger. Stephen. Bracewell. And still Lineker. Well, he didn't hit it quite truly, but he doesn't care, and neither do the crowd. Heath stole it. Lineker in the inside right position. This is Sheedy. Oh, that's a great turn. Sharp! Lovely goal! But what a marvellous piece of play by Kevin Sheedy. Van den Haar, Heath, well played by Van den Haar. And by Heath. Yes, that's six. And that's Lineker's hat-trick. Good skill.
It was a third successive FA Cup final appearance at Wembley for Everton. Watched by John Moore, present as ever, Moore the man who built his fortune through the Littlewoods Company. He'd been Everton's benefactor since back in the 1950s. The opposition came from the old enemy, Liverpool, Kenny Dalglish's formidable side. Liverpool went on to win the League and FA Cup double that year, and it was Everton who were the side who lost out on both counts. Liverpool won that final by 3-1, but even in defeat, there was a glimpse of Gary Lineker's brilliance.
This is Morby to Dalglish. Now Reid.
Lineker off through the centre again. This is promising. Lineker for Everton. Saved by Bobala. Lineker. 1-0 to Everton.
So in his last game for Everton before moving to Barcelona, Lineker had opened the scoring at 1-0. He took a loser's medal at the FA Cup. He was also that season's PFA Players' Player of the Year and Football Writers' Player of the Year. In just one season, Gary Lineker had scored 38 goals in an Everton shirt. Everton went unbeaten for 7 games at the start of the new season, here winning 2-1 away to Wimbledon.
And the chance for Sheedy. Just what Everton needed in unfamiliar territory.
And Everton grateful to relieve a spell of Wimbledon pressure with a chance here perhaps to regain the lead. Sheedy
And Sharp. They take that chance.
Good header by Sharp. Power. Good cross. Sharp. Hit the bar and in. Graham Sharp strikes for Everton. And what a superb move. Sharp. Watson's in there. Sheedy. Goal! Everton are back in front in stoppage time at the end of the first half because Manchester United couldn't clear the corner. And here's Sharp against Moran, and he's put Langley through. Heath's coming inside to join him. There's Heath. Oh, that's a superb goal. That's a terrific finish from Adrian Heath, and it just about finishes off Manchester United.
Sheedy. It's in there. There's the equaliser. Well, they certainly would have had plenty of warning, Charlton, because Sheedy's reputation from that sort of free kick is so well known. And the Everton fans now chiding the Charlton fans that the visitors have now got back on level terms. Looks like it'll be the process as before. Stephen and Harper. And Sheedy! It's there again! It was deflected, but it's in. And Everton are back on terms. Well, it was exactly the same free kick.
Van Howe to Ratcliffe. This is Watson. Right, not a very positive header away. Heath, has he got power in? He has! And Shilton again asking questions of his defenders in front of him, and will feel too perhaps that he should have got down to it anyway. Would you like to see when they're in full flow? Stevens. And it's there! And it's Watson. Dave Watson. With only his second goal in an Everton shirt.
Way past it again. Free kicks. Oh, he's giving it away. And Clark is there. And he scores! What a silly goal to give away. And what an opportunist first goal for Everton for Wayne Clark.
At the top end, Hooper was guilty of a misjudgment, and Sheedy saw the gap and belted the ball past Mike Hooper for an Everton goal. What will happen this time? Sheedy takes and scores! Hooper couldn't come up with the answer again.
Everton had won the league. Howard Kendall twice turned down the offer to succeed Terry Venables at Barcelona. Eventually, though, he did take over. Colin Harvey had said he didn't want Kendall's job under any circumstances. By the beginning of the new season, though, it was Colin Harvey who was the new man in charge.
Brandon Howe. Peter Reid. Harry Stevens available. Knocking it back now for Watson. Fallen down for Snowden, and Snowden scores. Ian Snowden picks up the opportunity, and Everton have taken the lead. 9 minutes gone.
Now Heath. Touched off towards Reid. Still going on. Peter Reid! And Watson is there!
Everton had eventually disposed of Sheffield Wednesday in the FA Cup third round after no less than 4 attempts. In the fourth round, it took 3 ties to remove Middlesbrough. Here, Graham Sharp, aided by a Borough own goal, had ensured passage through to the 5th round and an unfortunate meeting with Liverpool. In March, Everton, though, got their revenge, beating Liverpool 1-0 in the league thanks to a Wayne Clark goal.
That's a better one. There's Grobbelaar again. He lost it though. And it's been put in by Wayne Clark. Clark has scored. Liverpool are behind. Grobbelaar's beaten.
In the close season of '88, after almost 150 appearances for the club, Derek Mountfield left Everton for Aston Villa. Everton finished in 4th place that year, and Colin Harvey then set about rebuilding his side. In an unprecedented close-season spending spree, he bought Pat Nevin for £925,000. There was Stuart McCall, bought for £850,000, Neil MacDonald and Tony Coty, the man with the goal-scoring knack, signed for a British record fee at the time of £2.2 million from West Ham United.
Expectation on the opening day of the season, but particularly here at Goodison Park, where they're shaping a new-look team. Sharp! And Coty! It's incredible! A goal after 34 seconds. McCreary, but he can't stem it. It's wave after wave of Everton attacks. This is Peter Reid, and Coty, he's got his second. They salute a new hero. Really has been a dream start for these new Everton players, particularly Coty. He's round Besant, and Tony Coty comes to Everton with a hat-trick. Donald to the right, and Coty to the left. Is he going to get a fourth? No, but Everton are through Sharp.
Pointing. That's a good ball. And here's the other fullback, McDonald. And Coty stolen free on the far side. There he is, Tony Coty. Everton are in front.
Walker being harassed by Coty. Sheedy curling it in, and Heath! The substitution has worked, and Everton are level.
Sheedy with a clever change of direction, and Adrian Heath has grabbed one back for Everton.
McCall made himself available well. Snowden still being played rather in front of Southampton's defending, but Coty can turn here. Oh, Tony Coty! A rasper. Osman. Southampton have left some of their concentration in the dressing room. Snowden. Oh, yes. Watson. And there was no escape for Southampton. Snowden whipped it in. Coty. Now Sharp. Sharp. Coty! They're turning on the style now. And that is the partnership in full working order. Letitia had turned his back on it. Sharp, stay them covering and turning it straight back to Sharp. Here's Coty. Stephen, splendidly placed, a very clean strike.
Wilson, now it's Snowden, in fact, crossing it in. Watson is in there, against the bar, and Coty has made it 1-1. And again, United have failed to hold a lead, and Everton have come back to snatch an equaliser. Tony Coty, the £2 million man.
Ratcliffe. Sharp. Well, it sat up nicely for the shot, didn't it just? A tremendous goal by Graham Sharp. Sharp. Reid. It's Wilson to the left. Coty. And Reid. He's walked through the defence, round the goalkeeper, and Peter Reid puts Everton in front in some style.
Ratcliffe nearly himself first ahead of Vizinha. Here's Coty and Stephen, and Everton are in front.
Bracewell. Nicely executed. Snowden. Coty, the flag has stayed down, and it's Tony Coty! His 100th goal in league football. His first came against Tottenham on his West Ham debut back on New Year's Day 1983. And he makes Spurs pay again here. They'll wonder about the offside, but the linesman said no. Coty said yes, that's mine. He may well have been played on by Terry Fenwick, but he recognised the opportunity and waited for the right moment to beat Mims.
Stevens the target, out by Downs. Here's Peter Reid, Sheedy calling for it, Kevin Sheedy! And Everton go in front. Nicely done. With some fluency now. Snowden, here is Kevin Sheedy. And that's 2-1, and a glorious goal as well. Grizovic came and didn't make that, and Coventry with problems. Here's Bracewell. 3-1, great to see him back and amongst the goals.
Snowden. Clark. Torberts. Sheedy goes to the crowd to take the congratulations.
Watson got higher, Sharp, Coty, and Sheedy's arriving as well. Hook back in. Oh yes! Sharp! Just under 10 minutes to go to half-time. Alan Miller's goal kick. Nicky Marker. This is Sheedy for Everton. Trevor Stephen and Van den Houw. Looking for Coty's little break. Mark Smith with him, or he's got round the defender. Good ball across the face of goal. Pat Nevin makes it 2-0. Having won 3 and drawn 2, and Sharp! Beautiful glancing header to give Graham Sharp his second goal of the match.
Donald down the line, nice touch by Sharp. And here's Kevin Sheedy, thought about it, hit it well! A screamer from Kevin Sheedy!
Snowden, nicely turned around Futcher. Stephen to knock it in first time. Coty wasn't tall enough. Sharp! Oh yes! Well, that must have been the first real opening that Everton have carved in the opening 15 minutes.
McDonald. McCall, the space here. Coty. Little turn, Sheedy. Coty. Bracewell. Bracewell again. Back in. It's there. McCall. Stuart McCall. Got the touch.
And now Bracewell with a shot on. They're appealing for handball. But it's a goal in any case, and it's scored by Wayne Clark. Bit long towards Clark. And Reid can tidy this up. Oh, Peter Reid has put it on a plate for Tony Coty, and that might be the end of it in terms of a Rangers comeback. It's Coty here. It's Trevor Stephen through the centre. Still Stephen. Everton 4, Queen's Park Rangers 1.
Nevin, they've given him far too much space. Nice 1-2 with Sharp. Nevin goes on, and that's a lovely finish from Pat Nevin.
It's an Everton throw. Bracewell.
his trademark. There's Trick Dix. Dave Watson's there. Well, West Ham a little unlucky to meet Everton at a time where they're all playing for their cup final places. Bracewell has booked his.
By now, most Everton fans must have been thinking about booking their own permanent seats at Wembley. This was their 4th FA Cup appearance of the 1980s, and once again, the opposition was Liverpool. It was an emotion-charged occasion, though. This match played in the shadow of the Hillsborough disaster. The game turned out to be a very, very close one.
Watson heads it forward to Coty. Sharp. Chances here. Nevin. And outside him a chance too. And Grobbelaar. And it's got in. Steve McCall was in there. And Everton have equalised, and there are people on the pitch. Ratcliffe. Watson's up. Here's McCall again. Oh, yes! It's 2-2. And it's the same player. Stuart McCall. Dropping it wide of Grobbelaar for the second equaliser. Headed out first of all, but look how McCall got that down, and the perfect volley with the right foot.
Liverpool took the trophy, but perhaps it's true to say that on a difficult day, it was football and Merseyside who were the real winners. Norman Whiteside joined Everton for season 89-90 for a fee of £600,000, a hard man in midfield, and Mike Newell joined from Leicester City for a fee of £1.1 million.
Long by Poynton. Oh, and Newell gets in here. Mike Newell within 2 minutes of his home debut for Everton. A fabulous start. Nevin. A flick from Whiteside and from Sharp. Taken on now by Sheedy.
Newell won it fairly from Donaghy, and Pat Nevin is onside. Pallister's making up the ground, but Pat Nevin has produced a delightful finish. Whiteside has stayed down. Great play by Mike Newell. That's Nevin's cross. Sharp! A goal of real First Division pedigree.
Here's Sheedy. Point in the left back. Newell. Well, that's a lovely turn. On a good strike. Mike Newell.
Newell. Mike Newell from Nevin's perfect through pass.
Newell finding McDonald. He's had a good game, Mike Newell. McDonald almost being invited to go on by Arsenal. Coty, and here's McDonald for 2-0. Coty really enjoying himself now, Tony Coty, and Nevin's in again. Oh, it's all too easy. Turning Burrows one way and then the other. Everell giving chase. Atterveld joining him. That's a difficult ball. Sharp's up. And here's McCall! Terrific goal from Stuart McCall. Ratcliffe, who's settled in well. Watson's the target. Sheedy's cross. Watson again! 2-0! Lovely header from Watson. Blades is underneath that. McCall! Oh, what a finish. Not very often you beat Peter Shilton from that range.
Sharp, great knockdown, and Whiteside again, and that's an absolute beauty. A scorer in the last minute of the first half and now in the first minute of the second half.
Next week in the FA Cup, Everton perhaps will take more heart from this performance today. Snowden's cross, Sheedy! Oh, Kevin Sheedy breaks through for Everton. Snowden, McCall, who scored twice, of course, at Wembley last year. Sheedy again!
Sheedy's corner. Oh, free header for Watson. Oh, Nevin's hit the bar, and Graham Sharp has headed it in, and Everton are back in it. Ratcliffe. McCall. Nicely angled the pass. Atterveld's cross, and Graham Sharp gets himself into the Everton record books. Level with Bob Latchford. Nevin. Palace trying to retreat. Oh, that was Keown with a flick. Whiteside didn't get the goal, but Coty has done. It's all going his way at this stage of the season. Corner work short between Sheedy and Nevin. Whipped in by Snowden. Whiteside is onside, and Everton have their first 4-goal haul of the season. Sharp. Graham Sharp has set a new record for Everton. He's their leading scorer in league games since the war.
Now Beagrie on a fine run. Oh, he's gone through all of them. Walker denied him in the end, but now Sharp finds Beagrie again. And Coty's in there. What a splendid goal by Tony Coty! What a run that was by Beagrie. He took on about 5 Forest defenders. And in it goes to Coty again, and he's onside here. And he pulls it back, and it's number 2 for Whiteside. 2 goals in a minute for Everton. Beagrie with the kick. Oh, it's a difficult one, and on the far post it's gone in, yes! Norman Whiteside has given Everton the perfect flourish with which to end the half. Nevin. Sharp again. Coty! They've got the finish they wanted now, and the man of the match has got the 4th goal, his 2nd. Atterveld. Oh, it's floated in the wind and caught Taylor out, and Everton go in front. Coty. Nevin, that's Sharp. And on the far post, Sheedy! Oh, that's a wonderful strike.
Tony Coty was the top scorer for Everton with 13 league goals. He'd been unhappy though at the club. He'd been on the transfer list since January of that year. And so to the new season, 1991, and Everton trying to reclaim former glories. It began on something of a low point. For the statistically minded, it was defeat number 1200. We'll just say it was Leeds United who did it.
Hinchcliffe will take the throw-in. Newell. Sharp won that. Sheedy. Nevin with an opportunity. Everton back in business. Oh, that could be an important goal.
Now against Sunderland, Kevin Ratcliffe with the free kick. Good close control from Graham Sharp, and Mike Newell finishes it off. Scoreline Everton 2, Sunderland 2. Next against Queen's Park Rangers, Watson over the halfway line, linking up with McDonald and McCall, and again it's Newell who provides the finishing touch. Atterveld with the throw to Beagrie. Eventually falling to McDonald and Ratcliffe. Then Nevin with good work on the left. Once again coming back to Ratcliffe. And it's McDonald who gets the finishing touch, and what a shot. Everton won it by 3-0, and that's only their second victory of the season. Now against Sunderland. The ball comes wide to Nevin. And his through ball, down the right, finds McDonald. They were queuing up on the far post. In the end, though, it came to Peter Beagrie. And Beagrie celebrates like nobody else can.
He's got the support players up with them, and I think someone that can get in there and has proved in the past that he'll get in there is Stuart McCall.
Sharp wins a header for the benefit of Nevin. It's McDonald who crosses. Newell poised at the far post, and Nicol is limping. Sharp! It went through Grobbelaar. Oh, Nicol! There's going to be an equaliser with Sharp. Chaos in the Liverpool penalty area. Sharp couldn't believe his luck. We're into the last minute. McDonald. McCall helps it in. Coty! 3-3! Hinchcliffe did very well. Oh, and Hussain has let it go to Coty! They're back from the dead again. Headed on first by Sharp, then by Watson in behind Nicol. Keogh! It's an extraordinary save by Grobbelaar, and it's forced in. Dave Watson.
Next we see Everton in action against Spurs. This is Varshika, wide on the right. Cross powered in by Keown, and it's Pat Nevin on hand to get it in from close range. The end result is 3-3, Everton 13th in the league at that point. Against Queen's Park Rangers, a clearance by the Queen's Park Rangers goalkeeper Stayskill comes to Sheedy and then through to Pat Nevin. Everton finish 9th in the league and are also beaten by Crystal Palace in the final of the Zenith Data Cup. In the close season, Everton signed Peter Beardsley from Liverpool for what seemed a bargain fee, just £1 million. They also brought Mark Ward from Manchester City for £1.3 million, and Stuart McCall went to Glasgow Rangers for £1.2 million. Peter Beardsley, though, was quickly into prime goal-scoring form. Here against Coventry City, he got a hat-trick. That after work from Sheedy and Newell. The next goal we see comes from a throw-in on the right, and then back to Varshika. His deep cross, only partially cleared, comes only as far as Beardsley, and a tremendous left-foot strike. 2 fine goals for Peter Beardsley, and a penalty made it 3.
Sheedy in a spot of difficulty, helped out by Watson. And the eager Ward. Harper has also just come back to fitness. Beardsley, Coty called for it. Abbott responded well enough. Ebrall. Peter Beardsley is onside. Coty's in the middle for the goal. Roger Milford looked across at the linesman and saw no flag. Ratcliffe. And Varshika, there's no flag. Tottenham all over the place again. Yes! It is the hat-trick. Tony Coty inside the opening half an hour.
Next we see Everton in tremendous goal-scoring form against West Ham. Peter Beardsley and Maurice Johnston linking up, and eventually Tony Coty making it 1-0 to Everton. The second goal saw Ward and Johnston, and then eventually Peter Beardsley finding Beagrie wide on the left, and they don't come much more spectacular than this. As for the celebrations, well, you know the party piece by now. The third goal began with this long throw out by Neville Southall. It found Beagrie, and then it was Beardsley. Cool as you like, that made it 3-0. Peter Beardsley is a man who knows how to finish a chance. Here against Tottenham Hotspur, Beagrie and Johnston in the build-up, and then eventually through to Peter Beardsley, and once again spot those razor-sharp finishing abilities. The second Everton goal, again, was a great finish from Peter Beardsley. Beagrie it was who was the supplier from the left, and just watch this close control from Peter Beardsley. Round his man, and there you are. The final score was to be 3-3, but Everton's third goal, it was spectacular. Peter Beagrie, again the supplier from the left with the deep cross. Watch for David Unsworth. Everton going well, but only 15th in the league. Next against Chelsea. Dave Besant with the deep clearance from his own goal line, but eventually it finds Varshika down the line. Peter Beagrie was waiting on the far post. He slammed home his third goal of the season, and it meant that Everton finished 12th in the league. Not a great season for them, but it was another golden goal to remember after a marvellous decade.